This is what your life like. Try to live.
Hi guys, what is up? I am Elizabeth Ashley. If you haven't done so, make sure you like and subscribe this video for more. And today we're going to be talking about my engagement ring. First of all, let me just start off by saying that this video is in no way intended to brag or show off. It is simply to address a lot of the questions that I got about my ring. And I know I watched so many of these videos when I was going through how to get a ring, and I feel like it's something that like every girl dreams of, and like having the perfect ring is so important to girls. So I just kind of went in to watch so many YouTube videos and tried to really educate myself, because it is such a big investment piece and it's so important for you to like know where your diamond's coming from. Like, you have to know what's important to you when you're searching for like the perfect engagement ring. And you want to also like be maximizing your budget. Like, it is not just something like you go out and you buy like randomly. Like, you want to make sure that you're doing your research, that the people that you're buying from are like reputable and all of that jazz. So let's get into it. I have never gotten so many questions on an Instagram post before in my life. So I figured I would just sit down, make a little video about some tips and tricks that we learned along the way of how we bought the ring, where it came from, and all of that good stuff. So let's get into the video. First of all, I want to also note that I have put on the dress that I got engaged in. This is from Urban Outfitters. It is just a simple black satin dress. It is a little slip dress. It is super comfortable, and I feel like I'm not in the best shape of my life right now. So it was very flattering where I needed it to be. So I'm definitely glad I picked this dress to get engaged in. It is also very timeless if you guys are looking for something affordable that won't go out of style for any event. This is like the perfect little black dress. Let's get my hair right. This ring is just over 2 carats, center stone. I will be putting a lot of clips in of it. So I originally thought that I wanted a circle shape or a radiant, what do they call them? A solitaire diamond. But I felt like it was a little bit too basic. And I know that my ring is super basic. A lot of people have it. But I do think that the Pear is just as classy. If you want to do like a fancy shape, I think that it should be something that you love. Like, end all be all, this ring should be something that you yourself love, because at the end of the day, it's what you have to look at the end of it, like all the time, because it's literally the back of your hand. So making sure that you're getting the ring from somebody who's reputable, and making sure that you love the shape that you're picking. So this ring is a 2 carat pear shaped diamond. The center stone is just over 2 carats. I think it's 2.01 total or carat weight. And then the ring, I think it has like 71 diamonds or something random like that. And I think it comes out to about 2.5 total. So making sure that you are getting something that you want is so important. It has to be something that you want, also something attainable for you and your fiance. So obviously, like when you're like looking at a celebrity's ring or something like that, that's obviously not attainable, especially if you're like us, you're just starting out. And it's totally okay to get something smaller, because you don't want to like drown yourself in debt for the ring, because you're trying to have a wedding and you're trying to buy a house or do something else. So you can always upgrade later when you're at a better financially stable place. I think that some tips that we learned are, one is buy the diamond and the setting separate. So we live right outside of New York City. So one day after work, we went into the Diamond District, and there are like super sketchy places in there. But the good thing about the Diamond District in New York and Chicago is that they have the best prices in the country for diamonds, because they're so competitive and there's all of these people just lined up ready to sell you a diamond. So it's basically they're out to give you the best price possible. So I thought like going there, getting a sense of what we liked would be important. We go to a jeweler. I fall in love with their settings, and they're super famous on Instagram. I've been following them forever. I go in there, I see the ring that I love, and it's like insanely expensive. It is basically what I have now for almost like, I want to say double the price. Like, it was insane. And that was like because it was just like ready out the door to go. What we did is we went to another place where they were a wholesale diamond seller. Basically, diamond wholesale. Went to the diamond wholesale. They had one diamond that was available in what I wanted. For me, I didn't want to be able to see inclusions with the naked eye, but I was like fine with having it not be like a perfect like colorless diamond. So I think mine is a little bit lower on the color scale, but it is higher on like the scale of grading the diamonds, right? So it doesn't have inclusions to the naked eye, but like from the naked eye, if you put it next to a D diamond, it would be a little bit more yellow. But I don't mind that. It's something that's personal. Like I said, diamonds are very personal to the person and to the couple themselves. And I think it's a beautiful symbolization of the personality of the couple, the personality of the bride, and everything. So make sure, back to what I was saying, make sure that if you are trying to save money, that you're buying the diamond at a different place than you're going to the set. So, like I said in the beginning, I had fallen in love with this jeweler in the Diamond District, all of their settings, and I wanted one specific ring, which is this ring. If you kind of like YouTube like or jewelers in New York City and you Google like 2 carat pear shaped with halo, like I'm sure on YouTube the jeweler that I'm talking about will come up. I loved them. They were amazing in person, and if you can afford them, great, like you should totally go to them. But what we did is we found another jeweler who worked with us, and we were like, we paid a lot for the diamond, like we don't have a huge amount of budget for the setting. And so he worked with us. I sent him the exact ring that I had fallen in love with, and he was able to recreate it almost to the T. We also put like personal touches on the ring. And we did get it rushed because it was before quarantine started, and quarantine was about to start. So like we got the ring, got the diamond, and there were 2 things that like the final personal touches, and that was my birthstone and Jerry's birthstone. Basically, after everything blows over and we're not in quarantine anymore, we're going to take it back and make sure that those little personal touches get put in there, or I'm just going to throw them in my wedding ring. Another thing is make sure that you are going with something that you love, and that even if it's not popular to everybody else, it may be something that's near and dear to your heart. So make sure that you're sticking with your gut and what you want. Don't do something because it's trendy or because it's whatever, because trends are always going to change. So I know like gold jewelry is in, so I wear a lot of gold jewelry normally, and on my right hand I wear like a stack of gold, but this is literally one of the only silver pieces I own. But I just, in my opinion, sometimes silver engagement rings are a little bit more classy and classic, they're a little bit more timeless. So that's why I went with the silver. But again, it's all personal choice. So making sure that you get what you love is super important at the end of the day. It's your ring, you should love it, and you should love wearing it and showing it off to people. The next thing I was going to say is make sure that you and your fiance are making, or your boyfriend are making good financial decisions. So make sure that you set a budget that's attainable and not ridiculously high, because you have all of these other future investments that you're going to be putting money into. So your wedding, you're going to be putting money into a house. If you're our age, like you're going to be starting to look for a house. Make sure you're not throwing all of the money into the ring. So always know that you can upgrade the ring later on if you feel like you want a bigger one, if you want a different design. All of those things are really, really nice to be able to do. I know personally at the moment, I'm so in love with my ring, I don't see myself ever doing that. But I would never say like, I would never do that, because sometimes you want to change. And maybe if you're like rich enough and you're like 45 and you want to like upgrade the entire ring and just get a whole new one and like keep this one for your daughter or your granddaughter or whoever else is getting married, then that's totally up to you. So yeah, if you guys have any questions about my ring, where I got my ring, make sure you send me a DM on Instagram at loveelizabethasley. So I think that is it. Make sure if you have any questions about my engagement ring, if you want to ask me how much it costs, like I don't feel uncomfortable totally giving that away in a DM. If you need any tips or tricks, just ask me a question. I'll do the best of my abilities, help you out. Make sure you like and subscribe this video for more.